They gave me a deal.
I'm sorry?
They gave me a deal on premium air.
Premium air as opposed to regular air?
Yeah.
What?
It's $30 a tire.
You paid $120 for premium air.
Yeah.
Where?
At the place.
What place?
At the tire place.
There's no such thing as premium air.
What do you mean?
In any event,
You believe me?
anything's possible.
It's a joke.
And welcome back to Dad. Did we just break America?
I'm Skylar, your resident Gen Z doom scroller, and I'm with my dog.
Because everybody's happy that they know that now.
This is doom scroller's dog.
Not really.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yes.
Corey, your cynical Gen Xer. So, Skylar,
Yeah.
lots to talk about today.
Unfortunately. You thought I was lying the other night
Lying about what?
when I asked you to turn the news on.
I didn't think you were lying. First of all, I really thought that you were not lying. I thought maybe there was like a shot outside the building.
You thought I was fibbing.
No. I didn't think you were fibbing at all. I don't think you would fib about that, actually.
No, my heart drops into my stomach every time something like this happens.
Listen, I think we have a bunch of things to talk about. I think that first we have to talk about violence in politics, violence in America. We've done one or two shows, I think, about it. Obviously, violence in America hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten less. It's actually getting worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know that.
Political
And I
violence.
think no, but I think here is a very important thing.
What's that? Does everybody know what we're talking about?
Oh, you think we need to clue them in?
I don't know. Usually you ask that and I roll my eyes at you, but I don't know.
So we're talking about what happened this Saturday night at the White House Correspondence Dinner.
Thomas Allen.
Wound up at the venue for the White House Correspondence Dinner, which is the Washington Hilton, correct?
Yeah.
And was how close to the ballroom? Or got up to how close to the ballroom?
I don't know exactly, but pretty damn close.
Yeah, and there were shots fired. So the gentleman was a lone actor, or so they think so far.
Yeah.
And traveled from Torrance, California.
Yeah, wherever the hell that is.
In California.
No, obviously. I know that.
And then by train, supposedly.
Excuse me, what?
That's what they said. Or that's what the popular news is saying.
That's a long way to go, no?
Thankfully, the security apparatus that did work did not allow the shooter into the ballroom. Now, I want to paint this picture for everybody who's listening, that while this is a horrible thing that occurred, it's actually a good thing.
Okay.
Because the room was filled with not just Republicans. This wasn't Butler, Pennsylvania.
No.
This was Washington, D.C., with Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, Tea Party people, journalists, lots and lots of journalists.
It's a correspondence dinner.
And comedians, and all sorts of people. So there was a plethora of people who are not in one political party. And if the gentleman had breached the doors to the ballroom, most likely would have gotten somebody closest to the door who, unfortunately for him, was not a member of the president's cabinet and the Republican Party.
Probably not. I don't know. They were seated all over, but
Well, most of the cabinet was seated towards the front of the room, towards the stage.
Yes, but
now, there is a dangerous protocol here that places the president and the vice president, and Vice President Vance was there also, and many members or almost all the members of the cabinet in the
Right.
same room in the same place. That is a dangerous situation, and one that, due to the increased level of violence that has gone on, this is the third such attempt against the life of President Trump.
That we know of.
Well, that's been publicized.
That we know of.
Um, since he began running for president again, and since he's been president again.
Mhm.
So there are a bunch of things I'd like to go into. Um, our hat is off to the security professionals who worked to neutralize the threat, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there is ridiculously poor planning that's going on. And I don't know if it's in the government, if it's part of the Secret Service. We do know, obviously, that the Secret Service is now under the Department of Homeland Security that is not being paid
Yeah,
due
the
to
Secret
the
Service hasn't been paid in over 70 days.
so and again, that's not why they do what they do, but that's a problem.
They're real people with families.
Um so that's part of the problem, but that's not the only problem. The problem is that, and I can go into my assessment, not that I'm a security expert.
You can
I
go into your assessment. I think I'd be a little careful around your conspiracies.
Wow, coming from the world's foremost conspiracy theorist.
I think that some of these theories can be dangerous.
All these theories can be dangerous, and that's why we're talking about it today, because that's why somebody who went to Caltech, who was a computer
No, no,
software
no. I
programmer,
understand, but
excuse me,
I don't want us to be part of spewing dangerous, unfounded things.
I'm not spewing dangerous,
I'm just
unfounded
saying,
things.
be careful.
I'm going to explain my theory.
I understand. I'm just asking that you be careful.
I should tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
Walk on eggshells while you're at it.
oh my God, it's a tough crowd in here. There were multiple security breaches in this event.
Yeah.
Okay. So the suspect, what was his name again?
Cole Thomas Allen.
Okay. Was a guest at the Washington Hilton, checked in and is a registered guest prior to the White House Correspondence Dinner.
Well, that's probably your main issue. We shouldn't have events like this at hotels.
Well, that's why they're building the ballroom at the White House, so they can have those events at the
Well, I
securest
believe there's a pause on it because somebody sued.
Yes. Well, and that's the reasoning. One of the reasonings behind it is that it would be the most secure place for all these people to be at.
Yeah.
Now, being as he was a guest of the hotel, that allowed him to bypass the outer security screening entirely. So there's an outer perimeter
hmm
and an inner perimeter. Okay. The inner perimeter is the one he breached to get to the ballroom.
So I guess what you're saying is even if you're staying at the hotel,
You were past
no,
the
no, no, no. I'm saying even if you're staying at the hotel, let's say he was like coming back in, shouldn't they have to go through all of the same security as anybody else coming in because you're still coming in and the president's here, the vice president's here. Like, let's be extra safe and cautious. I don't know. The whole thing is just a mess. I've been to this hotel.
well, bully for you.
No, it's huge.
I understand. So, okay, can I continue?
Yeah.
So, yes, the idea was that
I was just trying to
he was allowed to bypass the outer security screening entirely
because he was already there.
because he's already there.
Okay.
Now, he was able to bring weapons into the building before any checkpoints were there. So the weapons were already there.
Yeah, they were in his room.
Okay. So that's a central failure. Okay. Because the security was focused on the entrance, not the occupants already in the building.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like, they
That
sweep a location, but how did they sweep a
they can't sweep every room and every
yeah,
occupant.
no, it's
Okay.
problem.
Now, the event was not designated an NSSE event.
A what?
NSSE, National Special Security Event.
Has it ever been?
No.
Okay.
Now, a NSSE event, the Super Bowl, an inauguration, other different kinds of events are national SSE events. That means that all of the security is handled by the federal government. That means the Secret Service is completely in control.
So the Secret Service wasn't completely in control of it?
No, because you had local law enforcement.
'Kay.
Okay. There
So
was
this
no
doesn't
centralized
matter how good his team was.
what?
It doesn't necessarily matter how good his Secret Service detail was.
Well, they did what they were supposed to do, but we'll get into that in a minute. Because it wasn't an NSSE event, there's no hardened perimeter command and there's no federalized control. Okay. So that means you had a reduced screening. So the lower baseline security posture than events with similar risk profiles, right?
Yeah.
No, it's true.
No, I know you're just, like, not speaking in, like, regular human terms and, like, regular people listen to this podcast.
It means that it means that the layers of security
Are less.
are not enough
Yeah.
because of the people that you had there. Especially forgetting about the cabinet. You have the president and the vice president there, forgetting about the cabinet for a second.
No, 100%, but,
Like Danger Will Robinson. Cats and
yeah.
dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Okay. So because of all of these issues, your suspect was already armed within the hotel protected areas,
Yeah,
right?
it's already over.
So he was able to reach a metal detector. That meant that early detection of this guy was impossible because he wasn't outside the perimeter.
No, he was in his hotel room.
Okay. And there was a lax, almost not a stand down, but since everybody was already in the ballroom,
They were relaxed. They were absolutely relaxed, shooting the shit, having a conversation, you could tell.
well, it's on camera.
Yeah.
The guy ran through the magnetometer with his shotgun.
Sorry, it's not funny.
And the Secret Service agent that was walking in his line of in the actual same line he was running,
Yeah, into
he
him.
stepped back. When your job is to tackle the idiot with the gun. In my opinion, that agent, goodbye.
Okay, you call.
Okay. Now,
Do we know if he was a Secret Service agent or a local?
he was a Secret Service agent, I believe.
Oh.
Okay. So the failure between the security rings, right?
Mhm.
Between the two layers.
Where are these notes?
I have these notes. Why?
No. Where'd you get these notes?
I made a list. What?
I'm just wondering if these are your work or if, like, you spoke to somebody about this.
I spoke to somebody about it.
Okay, I was just asking.
I have people I know were
I'm
former
just
Secret Service agents, so I spoke about it.
I know,
Okay.
that's why I'm asking.
So, okay.
Jesus.
So that's why he was only stopped at the and he blew past
Mhm.
the inner perimeter.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause he was already there.
Now, so there's the lackadaisical nature,
Mm.
procedural breakdown, obviously. There was a lack of screening at certain checkpoints. And the inner perimeter was too close to the protected zone
Okay.
because he wasn't that far away
Yeah.
from where all these people were.
Yeah.
Okay. So he, in other words, he reached pretty close, right? Gunfire occurred, which is why there was a little confusion inside the room. And the reason why they all have they all have walkie-talkies
Yeah.
and earpieces,
Yeah, they're talking to each
Secret
other.
Service. Okay. So the reason why there was a little confusion is because just like in Butler, okay, there were multiple
Different agencies.
different agencies being used. That's why anything like this should have been designated an NSA event.
Especially after what happened at Butler.
Okay. So, sure. And I'm sure that the Secret Service is reviewing this. Okay.
Yeah, something happened.
But these are serious, incredible concerns, right?
Yes.
Because a guy with a gun got too close to the protectees. There's lackadaisical nature at how Vice President Vance was pulled off the stage within an instant. The president and the first lady were told to leave or pulled off a little bit later. And there were Secret Service agents and a tactical team that came in from Vice President Vance's side of the room, not from President Trump's. They are supposed to have agents on both sides of the room. That's a complete failure. That's the second failure in 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that it was chaotic. I understand that they heard shots fired. So you have a huge problem because you're in a room. Everybody in the room's a target. It's a problem. Normally, it's just the president, right?
Mm-hmm.
The president and the first lady. But everybody in the room is a target. There are security breaches. There are a lackadaisical planning that I've never seen before in a political event.
Well, we have actually.
Maybe in the past couple of years, but before that, never seen it.
Yes, but
Way
I'm
back
like, we
when,
have before.
way back when Obama was president, they said that they were going to have to spend so much more money on security for him because he was the first Black American president, right?
Okay.
And people, they had all these theories that people were going to take shots at him. Nobody ever took a shot at him. Why is that? Why is the orange man so hated that everybody wants to kill the guy? I didn't like Obama's politics.
I'd answer that, but I don't want to get off this part of the conversation.
No, but I didn't like Obama's politics. I didn't tell people to go
No, I
kill him.
agree with you, but I think that's more of a societal part of the conversation. I don't want to get
Yes,
off
I
track
understand.
from-
So I'm saying there is a severe management issue. I'll call it a management issue. There's a planning and management issue. Somebody's not doing their job.
I don't work for the Secret Service. I'm not here
I thought you did.
No, I'm not here to say that they did a good job or that everything they
Well,
did
they did
was
a good
right.
job. They neutralized the threat when they had to.
I'm not, and they got their people out. But I'm not saying that what they did everything correctly. They didn't.
But then there was that, and you saw the outer perimeter with that video of that woman who was protesting who got near the presidential limousine. And that was regular Washington, D.C. police.
Yeah, that girl in the Kafia.
That I think they arrested her.
Yeah.
Eventually, because she started speaking to the police the way she shouldn't be and started being combative. But I can't even believe that somebody on a street as the presidential limousine was passing by was actually standing in the street right near the car.
No, and you know what? From our last episode, I shared some things about what I saw while living in DC.
Yeah.
I actually lived on campus. The school I went to was right by the Naval Observatory where the vice president lives. And so when Kamala Harris would be going and leaving the Naval Observatory to go to events, sometimes we'd be walking back from somewhere or something. You can't move.
Well, you're not supposed to be able to.
Never in my wildest dreams would I saw the Beast when Biden was president and I went to school there. Never in my wildest dreams would I get anywhere near that part of the sidewalk.
Well, I would assume if you go anywhere near the car, you're gonna get tackled or shot.
What are you doing?
That's
Also, what are you going to do?
well, we could talk about
You're gonna take it out on the car?
we,
What was she trying to do? The car is moving.
I don't know, but listen, we can go to a we can go to a philosophical debate over how this one guy went to DC with a shotgun and a handgun. What I mean, now
And a bunch of
obviously,
knives, apparently.
okay, I forgot the knives. I'm sorry, but obviously is um now the president has his own security team, Secret Service. The vice president has his own security team, Secret Service. The first lady has her own security team, Secret Service. Multiple other members of the cabinet have either Secret Service protection or their divisions of the government have their own security services.
Mhm.
How many people in the room, and then members of Congress, have metropolitan police security?
A bunch.
Okay, a bunch of them. Like the speaker, the majority leader, the minority leader, the whips. Okay, they all have protection. How many people in the building on that evening had protection detail? So that's how many guns plus the military people that were on staff and on site,
And the National Guard.
the National Guard or whatever, and all the metropolitan police officers that were there.
And the FBI's on speed dial.
Oh, they got there pretty quick. I mean, they're just down the road.
The FBI's on speed dial. The head of the FBI was there.
Right. With his own protection.
Right.
detail.
What are you
So,
doing?
so how, even if the guy got in the ballroom, let's just say that happened, how far do you think he would have gotten before he got shot and killed?
Nowhere.
Right. So that's why that seems rather
Agents dressed in plain clothes at every table.
no, they didn't have agents at every table. But
At a lot of them.
yes, that just shows the irrational thought process
Yeah.
that unless you're coming with an army of people, what are you doing? You're not going to inflict any harm. You're not going to get anybody. But you made people scared out of their minds.
Yeah.
That in ball gowns and tuxedos, they were on the floor under their tables. And by the way, it's a disgrace. All of this is a disgrace. Again, as I said, the Secret Service did a great job of neutralizing the threat before it got anywhere. But it could have been neutralized way before. And the in-room security should have been better.
Yeah.
But this whole thing is a disgrace. I am actually normally a proud American. I am not proud to be an American in this America.
No, it's embarrassing, it's shameful, and it's disgraceful.
No other country, I don't know of one, maybe you do. No other country is ever on the news for their own citizens trying to kill their elected officials.
I don't recall.
Now, I went to the president of El Salvador's inauguration when he was first inaugurated.
Before it was cool.
Before what was cool?
Before it was cool. Before he was cool.
Right.
Here.
Okay.
BK is cool.
He's very cool. Very nice guy. Very
Would
cool.
love to have him on the pod.
Okay.
Dream guest.
Yeah, I don't know if he would do that, but we could reach out. Very cool guy. So, I want to tell you, at his inauguration, why are you laughing?
Because it's just like you fly into another country's airports and they're there with machine guns.
By the way, in that airport, they are.
Right. Like you're
And
not
they're
doing
not-
something silly there.
Right. And well, they're not looking for you. They're looking for drug dealers there.
No, but
And
remember when we
it's-
landed in Dubai?
Yes.
They hand out SIM cards, hoping that you'll put it in your phone so they can track you.
In any event, okay,
Yeah?
I actually made a comment at the reception after the inauguration that night that Bukele had two close personal protection people. Now, he was a very popular guy and won the popular vote, but the former party that he ousted, and here was a controversial guy who basically was going to change the whole country.
Mhm.
Okay. Wasn't really liked by the old guard
No,
that he got rid of. You had to see the look on these people's faces at his inauguration. They were miserable that he was being inaugurated.
that's really fun.
So, but even in that country, that has been very, very violent over the years. They're not shooting at the president.
No, because that's crazy. That's crazy.
And it doesn't make any sense to me.
I it's a sad day. It's been a sad couple of days. It's a sad reality, and I don't know.
Well, we're not calling it out for what it is. I mean, former President Obama made a statement on X, right?
Yeah, that wasn't worth the phone it was written on.
Okay. So, like, nobody's really calling it out for what it is.
We don't know the motives. Like, Helen Keller knows the motives.
Right.
Barack,
I mean, it's like, trying to say things.
Helen can see what's going on here.
Right, and she's blind. Trying to twist,
May she rest in peace. Like,
trying to twist the rhetoric
mhm.
around, well, it happened, and we're so thankful that everybody's okay, but there's no but.
No, we don't really know. And then if you try to have a conversation about the fact that this rhetoric alone, just the rhetoric, really is only coming from one side.
Well, they would beg to differ with you.
Right. But when you try to have that conversation, they give you report after report since 1998. Okay, Karen, I'm not talking about 1998. I'm talking about the last, you don't even want to go back the last decade, go back the last 2 years. The violence goes one way. And then we come out and say we need to bring the temperature down without acknowledging that some specific people need to bring the temperature down. I've said it on this podcast early on. I said it before. What do you want to happen when you continue to call Trump, his administration, his cabinet, his supporters Nazis? What would you like to happen?
Well, it's obvious they want the president assassinated.
Right. Because if you have convinced a group of people that he is Hitler, it would be immoral not to kill Hitler. You have convinced them that they are doing something good, that they are logical. It's almost impossible to have a conversation with these people because it's not like we have two different opinions. We live in two different realities at this point.
Well, that's part of the problem.
I don't know how to explain to some people that I see write things on the internet that Donald Trump is not a fascist. Donald Trump is not Hitler. You don't have to like him, but you know what would be so great? And maybe you'd win. Maybe you'd beat him if you could dismantle his arguments and make better ones. These are the lowest, most unintelligent points.
And then there was that report that the guy's family had alerted like some police
Like his siblings or something, yeah.
alerted like I think it was the Connecticut police or something.
Maybe I don't I
So
heard it briefly. I
right,
don't
so
wanna like, it could not
but
be true, but we heard that, and that was in an
but I
earlier
thought,
report.
see, and this is what I was asking, you know, my relationship with the former Secret Service people, like, isn't every threat against the president supposed to be followed up on?
Well, he could have not made a threat against the president.
That's true.
They could have just been like, "Something weird is happening, he's acting weird." Like, the guy that killed Charlie Kirk was saying that, like, he didn't really like Charlie Kirk, but he wasn't necessarily saying, like he wasn't making a threat against Charlie Kirk's life.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Charlie Kirk
I
wasn't
understand.
federally protected.
No, I understand, but his parents and I'm saying this, I'm making the connection because in both cases, people in the family say, like, they were concerned about their behavior. They started to become stranger and stranger in both cases. That's why I was saying that. I'd assume he didn't make a direct threat. I'd assume they were just concerned about the things that he was saying generally.
Then he had a manifesto supposedly, right?
Yeah.
So have you looked at that?
Yeah, I won't read it here.
Okay.
I don't really know that we should platform it.
Oh, I'm not platforming it, but I think that
I'll talk about it. I don't think we need to read it. I don't think we need to read somebody's deranged.
I didn't ask you to read it.
No, I know. I'm talking to the people. I don't think like you could hear a lot of people read it on the news, I'm sure. I'm sure they're reading it on every channel and parsing through it. But like to me, and we'll talk about some of it, but to me, somebody that is I don't even know to say sick, but I don't really think so. I don't know. But somebody that has gotten to that insane of a place where they think that's the answer, I don't feel I need to give any merit to anything they
I don't think
say.
it's insane.
No, but it's an
It,
I'm not calling
I
them
don't think it's
insane.
insane because our society has normalized it to be okay.
I'm saying anybody that thinks that that's okay, it's not insane, I guess. But anybody that thinks
Yeah,
that
you know how they rationalize it? They rationalize it by
I just said how they rationalize it. They think they're doing the right thing,
right. They rationalize it by
and that is a problem.
the blood of a bunch of people is okay if you're doing the right thing.
Well, and then the Democrats keep platforming Hassan Piker, who just like 4 days ago,
And for the people who are listening, who's Hassan Piker?
a lunatic, an online lunatic. You're not missing much.
Will you explain it?
He's a left-wing Looney Tune. Apparently, like the mainstream Democratic Party, and I say mainstream in quotes because I don't know if that even means anymore, really. But the mainstream Democratic Party is continuously platforming him in like the past couple of weeks. And like just 4 days ago, he supported going out and killing capitalists and having their blood run on the street. Just a couple of
And
days before
he said this where?
on some online platform, some interview somewhere.
And
Um,
this is somebody who's getting interviewed.
interviewed or just speaking, like whatever, but like this is who you're aligning. I don't know. But then on the same token, there's people like House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He called for maximum warfare against Republicans a couple days before this happened and was asked about it, I guess, today and said that he stood by calling for maximum warfare against Republicans.
Nice.
He said, "You can continue to criticize me about it. I don't give a damn about your criticism." He's dangerous. This rhetoric is dangerous. In our episode after Charlie Kirk died, I said on that episode, this has to stop because somebody else is going to get killed if it doesn't.
Well, they keep trying.
But I said that how many months ago?
Gold star for Skylar.
No, like, but I don't want to be right. This is so completely and utterly terrifying. And this is an awful way to live.
Well, they're not coming for you.
No, but this is an awful way for our
But I don't
country
know
to
if your
exist.
podcast gets more popular, maybe they will.
Well, that's what killing Charlie Kirk proved to everybody that has something to say and makes a big enough platform. Anyways, it is absolutely unacceptable. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take a stand. I don't care that the world has accepted it, that we're gonna take a stand and say, that's so silly, great. No, it's not acceptable. It has to stop.
You have a bunch of people running around, globalize the intifada, do this, do that. It's okay to kill people. Like, how do you stop it?
Well, you know what's really tired?
You know what's really tired?
Sorry,
Me.
no, you know what I'm really tired of? People like Hakeem Jeffries, who after an event like this happened, put out their messages of, we need to, this is unacceptable. There's no place for this violence in America. The call is coming from inside the house, Hakeem. Maybe stop acting that way then. I don't want to hear it from you.
President Trump, though, I do think that
His calmness is wild. I also would like to say that he did admit, which makes sense if you watch the video, that, and this happens all the time, he did fight his detail. He did not want to go.
well, I can understand, he's a very strong-willed person.
He was very clear to say there was so much unity in the room. The Congressman Jared Moskowitz, he's a Democrat from Florida, he wrote a very nice thing. He said, I'm at the White House Correspondence Dinner. I want to thank law enforcement and Capitol Police. I personally want to thank Steve Scalise, who grabbed me into a secure room. And then he said he put a picture that was on the news of Steve Scalise holding on to him. He grabbed him. And he said, here's Steve Scalise taking me with him. Again, I'm thankful to him and to law enforcement, just two people who previously had assassination attempts against them. Steve's more serious. It's been 8 years since the shooting in Parkland at my high school, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. And Steve Scalise is a...
Yes.
And then Steve responded. He said, Jared, so glad we all made it out safe last night. Times like these are when good people all need to stick together. It's not about one party versus another. It's about good prevailing over evil.
And that is 100% true.
You don't have to like Stephen Miller, but if the photo of the fear on his pregnant wife's face doesn't make you step back and say, what the hell are we doing? Then there is something wrong with you. Jimmy Kimmel, I need him to come off the air.
That's not happening. They tried that.
I understand his joke aged poorly, obviously. Aged poorly pretty fast. But,
What does that mean?
What?
His joke aged poorly?
Like, he said the joke before the events happened.
Yeah.
So it aged poorly.
What does that mean?
It didn't age well.
I still don't understand what that means. I mean, it didn't go over well?
Because of the events, it looks 10 times worse.
Well, did he know it was going to happen?
No, I'm not.
How do you know he didn't know?
I don't, but I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying it still didn't.
I find it highly suspect.
I find it highly suspect, but he also says crazy things all the time. Do I think it was weird? Yeah, it's bizarre.
And why did anybody think that that was a funny topic?
Well,
does anybody read this stuff before it gets said?
That is my point. That's my point. I'm not even going as far as to suggest that the timing is bizarre. I'm not even going there right now. I'm saying the content is not funny. These people have like an obsession with assassination of people that they don't like. It's not cute. It's not funny.
I'm sure he wouldn't find it funny if somebody came to assassinate him.
Right.
That's why I thought that this event, this occurrence,
it put everybody on a level playing field.
Yes, there are Democrats, there are Republicans, conservatives, liberals.
Danger.
We're all in the same boat.
They're coming for all of us.
Exactly. I'm surprised more people didn't walk out of that and have a different stance on it.
Like, say, maybe I didn't understand this correctly.
It does open your eyes to the fact that
you'd think. I don't know. I've never been in that.
Anybody sitting in that room could have been a victim of violence because of
things that some of the people in that room have said.
100%. 100%. Where else did it come from?
It's what Greg Gutfeld said. He was like, I do think that Cole Thomas Allen was hearing voices. He was hearing MS Now's voices, CNN's voices, all of these people's voices. He was hearing voices, not because he's insane.
Well, the voices you're really talking about are like voices in your head. You're saying it's not voices in your head, it's popular media
Yeah, these are real
and real
people.
people and real politicians.
He's not crazy. He's been radicalized.
Well, he didn't go to, some camp in the Middle East to get radicalized.
He just turned the news on, and it will drive you to do crazy things.
Pretty much. And that is a problem.
It's just sad.
No, I think that's where the whole concept, did we just break America? I think America in the light of what has occurred and in this topic is broken. Again, as I said earlier, I didn't like President Obama. The rhetoric was not this bad that people thought that the world was telling him to go kill somebody, that person being the president of the United States.
No, because that's nuts. That's nuts.
Well, killing anybody is nuts, but
That's what I'm saying.
that's the irrational part. But the Democrats or whoever's spewing everything, they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
live
true.
in two different worlds. How do you discuss these things and
Well, you can't.
get to a normal place
You can't
or a
discuss.
common ground when you exist in two different realities?
This, and I'll come back to my theory of while this is horrible, while this was horrible, this is good for us because you were watching it on national television. Reporters were there reporting the news from the room. Nobody could say that it didn't happen. Nobody could say that it wasn't true. Everybody was there. So there's no disputing it.
Yeah, but everybody is saying that it was staged.
Who said it was staged?
A bunch of random people online that's their decision. They've decided.
And where did they get this theory?
That's just it said it was a good performance or it was a bad performance.
No. If you're talking about the guy who sat there and just ate his mashed potatoes,
That's a level of not giving a fuck that I think we should all try.
maybe for him it wasn't. It was staged. But for everybody else, I don't see how anybody could say it was
Also,
staged.
people are saying it was staged because Cash Patel didn't go down. Well, that's kind of his job.
First of all, public figures are supposed to set an example for other people. Second of all, just because your reaction is you don't go down, you're trying to protect other people.
Yeah, he was screaming at everybody else to stay down and trying to get on the phone and trying to figure out what was going on and make sure everybody else was okay.
See, and that's where I told you there wasn't the right command apparatus.
No, there wasn't.
And that happened in Butler. That shouldn't have happened again.
Right, but why do we not know information about Butler? We still don't know what went wrong there.
Well, because that's a conspiracy. And the same thing is happening now. If I was President Trump,
Yeah.
I would be concerned.
Do you think he is?
I don't know because I mean, I don't know him personally and we haven't spoken. Okay. And have not been able to ask the president the question, but I would be really concerned because why are there so many security lapses? Why isn't my own team of people taking this as seriously as possible? And I'm sorry, I apologize, but I shouldn't apologize. When I saw the vice president plucked from the room, the notions, I'm sorry, it's only logical. Like, wait a second, please don't tell me that this is like an attempted coup or something. I don't know, but it's staged. Did anybody see Melania Trump's facial expression? I mean, that wasn't staged. That was pure unadulterated fear.
Yeah.
But I got to hand it to her husband, the president. He wouldn't leave the room unless he picked her up and pulled her out. That's what he did. But I don't even staged. People's reactions were totally, out of
Genuine to what they're reacting.
genuine. There was no staging. Trump's detail, yes, they did a good job that day too. But the planning, see, the reason why I say conspiracy is it's the same kind of planning that was at Butler. Somebody's involved. Somebody's letting it happen.
Yeah.
Somebody's not taking it all too seriously. There are other people in the government
Yes.
who are allowing these things to happen, and obviously not funding the Department of Homeland Security is part of it.
Well, I don't even know how you continue to have an argument of why that makes sense after this.
It makes no sense. Just over ICE? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, again, ICE is
Fund it anyway.
so
But the president has the power to fund the Secret Service,
yes.
and nobody would blame him.
Yeah, obviously not.
So what do you think, Sky?
I think the way that we behave in this country is an appalling joke.
Yeah, we have to be the laughing stock of the universe at this point.
Yeah. Why is the First Lady of the United States dropping under a table?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know.
It's got to be, I have to say, an uneasy feeling for um the president.
What?
It's got to be an uneasy feeling no matter what you do for the American people. No
Somebody
matter
wants to
what,
kill you?
yeah, no matter what good you do, somebody wants you gone in such a bad way. Somebody is so convinced that that would be the better path that they keep the rhetoric going. They keep stoking the fire.
So you're talking about like political violence, and I think what's most interesting to me is like what is wrong with our society.
Well, where would you like to start?
No, in terms of this,
I
like
mean, I could do this all day.
no, I can't because I'll lose my damn mind. Something is rotten, and I was thinking about it the past couple of days. Or the past day or two, and we talked about it on the Charlie Kirk memorial episode. Like, we don't treat people like people anymore. We've lost all humanity. We don't look at Donald. I do, but we as a society as a whole don't look at Donald Trump and plenty of other people like they're real people.
Well, we have taken political views and made them into something that ostracizes each other, basically.
Yes, but
We judge each other, I guess, based upon someone's political view instead of understanding that everybody has different views, and the idea of being a free society, as we always say, is understanding people's right to fly the flag
and burn.
and then people's right to burn it.
No, for sure,
For
but
sure, for sure.
for sure, for sure, for sure. But you love that. You're never gonna drop it.
Nope.
To
Once you give me one, it's over.
for sure.
For sure, for
Um,
sure.
I don't know where that came from, but I like it. I
Does it matter at this point?
no, it's my thing, I guess. It's my can we talk?
Exactly.
Can we talk?
Can we talk? Coffee talk. Talk amongst
Can we
yourselves.
be honest? We're talking about this dehumanization of people
Right.
in a political sense. And then as I was thinking about this and grappling with this world that we live in, this new reality, I guess, that we live in,
Right.
no matter how bad I want to fight it and not live here.
Didn't you come up with a term for what new society is now?
Oh, assassination culture. I don't think I came up with that.
Did somebody else come up with it? Because
I heard it.
oh, okay. I was gonna say we could like copyright that,
No, no, no.
trademark it. Every time somebody says it, you can make $1.
No, I wish, but if I was that smart, I wouldn't be in school. Uh, but
Amen.
you know how, and we talked about like Jimmy Kimmel's jokes, his jokes highlighted something deeper to me. And I guess that's what I was grappling with. He's not the only one that is so obsessed.
With assassinating President Trump?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing in the entire world. In And I'm not here to tell people what they could joke about and what they can't joke about. I love comedy.
Yeah, but
But
comedy.
no. But there is no world in which that conversation is funny at all. It's not funny. There was no joke.
First of all, I think that, I mean, he hasn't apologized yet, right, Kimmel?
He doesn't know how to apologize.
Well, he said he's not going to apologize, right?
I don't know. I can't take him seriously enough to listen to him speak. I think he's a
See,
moron.
now, back in my day, because I'm older,
Hmm.
if you made a joke like that about the president, probably about 5 hours later, you would have a visit from the Secret Service.
Like, what is wrong? Melania has the glow of an expectant widow.
Again,
Is there something wrong with you?
and George Clooney came to his rescue.
Oh, well, I mean, his wife hangs out with terrorists, so. And he just casually says it, so I really.
Again, at the end of the day, there is a unfortunate happening going on where certain things have become normal.
So I was listening to The Five on Fox, and they were talking about this very concept, and they were talking about, and I maybe had seen it in passing, but like didn't stop to look at it because never in my wildest dreams did I think that somebody would write a musical about Luigi Mangione.
I think
So
that's,
maybe I saw Luigi the
yeah,
musical,
by
and
the
I
way,
thought it was about like Mario's Luigi.
I thought that was a joke.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's very real. They were so successful in San Francisco. It's been in San Francisco already, and then it's coming here in the summer.
Just already being performed somewhere.
Yes. You want to hear their tagline?
Sure.
A tale of love, murder, and hash browns.
How does hash browns come into it?
Because he was caught because the person at McDonald's called and said he looked familiar from the pictures with his bushy eyebrows.
Gotcha. So
There's nothing cute about this. Nobody needs to sing about it. And then you have people, I can't remember who said it the other day. Somebody said Brian Thompson committed, for people that don't remember, is the person that Luigi Mangione killed, a father. He said he committed a lot of social murders or something like that. Number one, I don't even know what the hell that means.
listen, we are a society that does create entertainment out of bad things.
This is taking it to a new level.
Listen,
This isn't entertainment.
back in 2008, during the global financial crisis,
Mm-hmm.
the Madoff debacle happened.
Debacle. I like how you said
It's a debacle.
it's a debacle, but okay.
Debacle. And you always have to correct my English. I mean, you haven't spoken English yet, so how do you know?
Too many
So,
languages.
so there were how many movies about Madoff?
Tons, but this is different because it's different.
What's different?
The people who wrote this play, this musicale, the spring musicale.
I don't like the way you say musicale.
You're too old for the reference.
I'm too old for the reference. Wow.
Apparently, because you're not understanding. It's Miss Tarbus.
Okay, go ahead.
The spring musicale. The people that wrote this play, the people that, when Brian Thompson was murdered in our city, were so happy that they immediately created Luigi into a hero. They really believe that what he did is righteous.
Okay.
That's where I believe it's different, and that is really scary.
So
People
what
do
you're
things
basing
that we don't agree with all the time. Brian Thompson didn't do anything illegal. Brian Thompson is not responsible for everything that's wrong with our healthcare system. Brian Thompson was the CEO of a company that you didn't like.
well, first of all, he's a human being a husband and a father.
Right. These kids will grow up without a dad for the rest of their life, and you're making a musical about the guy that murdered him like a coward?
Again,
How dare you?
I think we've taken the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression to a whole new level.
Right. This is too far. Put the worms back in the can.
You want the milk back in the bottle?
Put the toothpaste back in the goddamn tube. I don't want to hear this. Do the musical in your living room if that's how you feel. Don't share it with the rest of us. We have to bring back shame. I say that and everybody thinks I'm joking. No. Nobody's ashamed of any of their behavior anymore, and it's a problem.
Well, because we've normalized everything. And
Bring back shame.
I'll go back to the reason why. Do you know? You want to call it out when you know?
Sorry, what?
Oh, you weren't listening? Thanks.
No, the reason why?
The reason why these things are normalized.
Because everything's normalized.
Correct.
So yeah, Luigi the musical. The Washington Post says it's playing to sell out crowds. What self-respecting person wrote this? Ready for this? This is what the New York Times has to say. You know, they have the little blurbs about the people.
The New York Times of all people.
It's striking how measured Luigi the musical really is. Okay? If you're at
measured?
if you're at all familiar with the contentious online discourse about Mr. Mangione, here you'll find it poured into a body to dance across the jailhouse floor, tapping around the basic moral questions posed by his celebrity.
Oh my God.
He's not a celebrity. He murdered somebody's dad.
That makes him a celebrity.
We've lost our minds.
Pretty much. I blame your generation.
Me too. Anonymous viewer, I didn't expect the highlight of my Tuesday night would be watching an actor portraying Luigi Mangione sing a ballad about hash browns. Well, then you should get another hobby. Because that's embarrassing. I can't believe anybody even shared that online anonymously.
There still is no rhetoric out there. For somebody tried to break into the White House Correspondence Dinner, okay, and kill anybody. I understand the idea was to kill the president or somebody of the cabinet or some member of the cabinet, but they could have shot and killed anybody.
Right, and it's unacceptable, period.
Think about the irony of the fact that somebody tried to break into that room full of just reporters, nobody who's in the administration. And where was the outrage from all the pundits out there who jump up and down and scream and yell about the orange man, that somebody tried to kill a bunch of innocent people?
They don't care. They just don't care.
And that's your problem. Well, thank you for tuning in this week. We hope that you're safe wherever you are, in a ballroom with
mashed potato. Mashed potatoes look good.
I don't like mashed potatoes.
Okay, that's weird. I don't know that you should.
Why is it weird? I just don't like them.
They're delicious.
No, it's probably because it has dairy in it, and I just never liked it because it upset my stomach all the time.
Probably. Thanks for tuning in. We're so sorry. This is such a somber episode.
It is very sad. So glad you've wasted the podcast time on something ridiculous.